into the night is a tale with no conclusion. No horizon, keep your eyes on the sky, burning bright with nuclear fusion. Reach out your heart, open up your hand. Find a ship and keep a grip on your friends, 'cause it's time to take a stand. Break reality, save the galaxy, live until you die. Start a riot, end the quiet, thrusters on, let's fly up to the stars above and to the dirt below. And all the scars of love, they hurt me so, but we will fight for us, and we will make the future ours. So don't look down and trust me, we'll all be stars. We're all gonna be stars. Well, that's a lot of stars.
Yes, you absolutely
I can
may.
punch, kick, headbutt, stab, wrestle.
So technically, there's no grapple rules. Grappling is not part of this system, and I'm like, well, bitches.
Tyler's like, I'm leaving
It's
now.
about to be.
I have added them.
Oh, okay.
If you get to a point where you want to grapple, I will just tell you what to do.
For your mental calibration of how combat might work, things in this system die a lot faster. That
Yes.
includes yourself.
Yes.
I read the opening of the Stars book where it's like it's 3,200
Yep.
blah blah blah. Then I read this is a collaborative game. Do not jump the gun, Tyler, like you always do.
That was written right there in the book.
You're going to need your friends, Tyler, to help you do reconnaissance so you don't kill yourself, Tyler.
Yes. Combat in Stars Without Number is deadly. You are level 3 out of 10. You do not have that much health. Most of the guns in here could probably kill you in 1 to 3 shots, depending on the gun. All combat is optional. So if you see a circumstance where there are enemies blocking your path, combat is only one possible option to get what you need out of the situation.
Alex is going to romance.
It is entirely possible.
Or Nikki thing.
It would be difficult. All right, welcome back to Rada. So you are hiking up inside of this mountain, and where you are is pretty dense in terms of foliage. There's lots of shrubs, there's a thick bed of dead leaves from years prior. As you continue going, there are a variety of other creatures that scatter away from you as you're just charging through these woods. Juliet, Jay, you hear voices before anyone else does. And you see, not far from you, between the trees, what looks like a break, like there's a path. And nobody else has noticed this. They're all just continuing on.
Hey, there's people over there.
I'll sight towards them to get a better view.
Yeah, so you can't really see them. It's a lot of trees in the way. You can be certain you're not alone. And you all are making a lot of noise.
I figure either we can take the path, maybe run into the people, or avoid the path on purpose.
I can take the higher ground. I think John Louis uses his telekinetic traversal to run upwards, vertically up trees.
I guess thanks for the backup.
What? No, I'm here. I can fight.
I like how you climb those trees, it's real cool.
By fight, you mean send me? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you gonna come down here and fight them too, lad?
And you also start hearing a whirring sound.
Do I recognize the whirring sound?
You absolutely would recognize the sound of a security drone. So, We have one person up a tree, 3 of you on the ground. What are you doing?
Okay, I think we should hide.
Yeah.
I will move to hide.
I'd like to cover myself in leaves, specifically.
I agree.
Like, get into a pile of leaves and cover myself
Yeah, I'm
with
gonna try to
leaves.
find some, like, foliage to hide.
Alright.
Does it cost me anything to teleport
I believe you can teleport short distances
up
for
to
free.
10 meters?
Come up here to the
Yeah.
tree with me.
Okay, so yeah, he definitely teleports up there on a sturdier branch.
Tree still creaks a little bit.
Creaks in Cockney.
I thought you were going for Australia, and I'm not gonna lie.
No. I said this is a wandering accent.
Yeah,
It started off as
okay.
Cockney, and then here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's space, so like all the accents
The
are different
final frontier.
anyways.
Yeah, it keeps on going further down under.
Space ever expensive, just kinda like my accent.
One of the languages in this setting is actually called Norwish, which is a combination of Norwegian and Spanish. And that is
Ooh.
canon.
I like that.
So, you know, it being English Australian, totally fine.
It's Cockstralian.
Yes.
So
Australian.
as Sid teleports from branch to branch to get higher up to where Jean-Louis is, by the time
You're more than 30 feet in the air? Jeez.
I can just walk.
tall tree.
I can just
Fair,
walk
yeah.
vertically. What he sees is Jean-Louis putting up his arms in such a way like he's holding a rifle, and then the rifle will materialize because he's got telekinetic armory as he's trying to get eyes on the drone.
Alright. So you are all trying to stay hidden.
Yes.
Can you please roll sneak checks?
Actually, that's not that great.
You all have found your places to hide. And you hear the whirring of this security drone coming closer. It is navigating down the path that you were debating taking or not. 2 of you can see the path clearer because you're up in trees. And you can see it is a fairly wide path. It looks very well trodden. Even from up in a tree, you can see that there are tracks, indicating that it has been used somewhat recently. And you can see this drone coming closer. You've seen security drones before. You've dealt with security drones before. You're pirates. You've dealt with them a whole bunch on various heists, getting into different places and dealing with drones. This does not look like those drones. It does not look like any make that you have seen. And it is green.
Emerald green.
Is color of significance in this game?
Emerald Legion.
Space leprechauns. This drone comes closer. It's a very dark green. It is not quite in your range yet, but it is scanning the area. And it is about to raise an alarm.
See it.
When a jolt of electricity hits it. In its position, probably a good 30 feet in the air, just kind of shudders. The electricity courses through it, and then drops to the ground.
It wasn't me.
I can't hear you say that.
Now, you two who are on the ground, Jay and Rami, you hear a voice from behind you, kind of between the 2 of you. Just like,
I take it you're not from around here.
Jay's head just pops up from the leaves.
And
Nope.
yeah, Rami turns around to see who this is.
So the voice was a bit distorted, and as you turn, you see very faintly this person who is in disguised clothing with a mask over his face, bearing almost like a mosaic of different sized and shaped panels that are all dark green, gray, that completely distorts the shape of his face, and that is also distorting his voice as he talks to you.
Do you want to grab your friends and get out of here?
Seems like a good call.
Yeah, before we go any further, who are you and what planet is this?
Can we both appear, one teleporting, one jumping, just like, who are you and what planet is this?
Are you just jumping down and yelling that?
Oh, I am.
I'll come down gingerly.
But this conversation was whispered, so you were jumping down and yelling.
That's
Yeah.
a bad idea, because we're in the woods.
Oh.
And so as you do that, you hear those voices that Jay heard before start shouting. And this person just disappears into the shadows as 2 other people come storming over in armor you have never seen the likes of before.
Oh, I screwed it up today.
It is entirely emerald green, and they are going to open fire on you.
Oh shit.
So,
So if they're opening fire, can I teleport right into them?
well, first, we're gonna roll initiative.
Yeah!
I thought it'd be me that would start a fight.
Alrighty. Another thing of note with combat in this game, if you do damage to someone, it does not have to be physical damage. It can be just intimidating the fuck out of someone. It can just be the strain and stress of being in a combat situation can cause hit point damage. Only damage that causes someone to be knocked out or killed has to be physical.
What are they firing with?
They are firing with pistols.
Of the loud variety?
No, these are laser weapons.
Okay.
They are gonna target the person who yelled.
Any chance we can talk this out?
And that's a 2. So they storm through here. They see the person who yelled first, and one of them fires at you. Duck. The shot goes wide and misses you, Rami.
Well, Rami was gonna fire back, but if these are the quiet type of guns, then he doesn't want to use a very, very loud sniper rifle immediately and give a position to even more people. So I think he tried to get behind cover and ready in action to fire in case it's necessary.
Okay, so you're holding your action?
Yeah.
Basically? Alright, and you are behind cover full or partial?
Probably partial if I'm able to shoot.
Alright.
There are 2 armored soldiers.
2 armored soldiers who are firing at you. You cannot see their faces. They are full head-to-toe armor. Their helmets are almost like medieval style.
Alright, I would like to teleport behind them.
Okay.
I would like to sneak up behind one of them, and then this broad body like shadow forms behind the guy. The guy turns around, and what he sees is me bringing the hammer down right on top of his dome.
Nice.
Like his head is the nail, and my hand is the hammer, and I'm trying to drive his head into his chest.
Alright.
Ring his bell, gonna give him a
Alright.
crowning.
Roll to attack, which is a d20. Same as D&D.
That's
Oh!
Alright, you do that.
Oh!
It kind of just hurts your hand. Like,
He will
they got like ridges across the top of the helm, and it's just like kind of digs into your hand.
He will not show pain. He will hold on. He won't sell. He won't sell the pain. Does it do any damage?
It does. You have shock damage, I believe.
Oh, I'll do.
Now, shock damage is unique to melee weapons, and in your case, your unarmed attacks also have this. Like the name implies, shock damage is sort of just the strain and stress of being in a melee brawl with someone.
Oh, it's not electrocution.
It's not electrocution, so even if you miss an attack, if their AC is less than 15, you still do shock damage to them because you're fucking intimidating as shit. So, you know you didn't physically harm this person, but
I harm him on the inside.
you do see them like look at you and then just look up at you.
right into the pecs and then up.
Yeah, that's right. My eyes are up there.
So the other one is going to fire on you,
Oh boy.
but that is all of a 7, which does not hit you.
It bounces off my pecs.
Absolutely. And that brings us to John.
Yeah! What John Louis does is, he had the rifle in his hand, but I was role-playing as him, like, putting his hands up. So the telekinetic rifle is he's holding in his right hand, but as he's been shot at, he's going to say a quick line, and as he's talking, the rifle will go transparent, and then the rifle will turn into a saber, a pirate saber, as he's just like, you know, I visited some very hostile neighborhoods in my life, but this is an awful welcoming. And he's just going to go in and just start slashing.
Alright, roll an attack.
+3. We are not doing that.
And so you go in slashing at this legionnaire. They just very artfully dodge each one of your slashes, and you do not lay a single hit on them. Jay.
Amazing. Jay takes out what appears to be a vape. And I want to roll first, because if this misses, it's actually a vape. That's a 3.
God.
Jay takes out a vape and goes, well, no, that's a vape.
Oh shit,
Wrong
pants.
pocket.
Alright, that's my
not
turn.
doing
I don't
well.
think I'm moving.
This D20 is going in the garbage.
Now, I will point out, fleeing from combat is always an option.
A gentleman does not flee.
Alright, says the person who started the whole combat. Alright, they're gonna try and attack this bodyguard with their own melee weapon as they pull a sword from its
Ain't gonna
holster.
have any of that. Damn.
21 to hit?
Yeah, no, that rings my fucking bell.
Yeah, it does. 5 points of damage to you. Rami,
Can I take my ready action before my turn rolls around?
whenever you want.
Yeah, because when one of our guys gets stabbed, that's when I feel like, all right, fine, we might have to try this. Do well. No, I got an 8.
Is this with your sniper?
Yeah, it's the only gun I have.
Damn. Alright.
Oh.
So, your turn is spent. Reloading.
And I'm gonna kind of fall back because I know what happens if I get hit.
Yep.
Essentially.
Alright. Sid.
Damn.
One of these motherfuckers just stabbed you.
Kill.
I'm gonna pull out a melee weapon since the hands didn't work. He's gonna pull out his metal baseball bat with nails through it.
Yeah!
I don't know how he got the nails through it, but it's there. Yeah. It's also used as a back scratcher.
Nice.
Oh, jeez.
And do we call it the Widowmaker or do we call it the Old Fashioned? No. He's calling it his old lady.
Alright. So, pull out the old lady.
Oh, my old lady ain't gonna like this. She's gonna love it. And he tries to tee him up and knock his block off.
Oh,
He tries to knock his block off. That's a total of 8. This die is going away. That's
Maybe
better.
the air is not very breathable and we're just all
Maybe.
So, okay.
affected by
They're
it.
wearing helmets.
After he misses, he's going to teleport away behind an adjacent tree.
Yep.
He's just gonna hide and wait for his moment to strike.
Alright.
Okay.
With the big guy just fucking disappeared out of here, the one that's farther away from you fires at you.
Backflip.
You backflip away from the shot, and that does not hit you, and it's your turn. So
Okay.
you are in melee to one of them
Oh.
and in range of the second.
You both have swords.
He is going to just lock swords with him and say, "Manners maketh man, and you have no manners." And he's just gonna keep swinging.
Alright.
Remember, you started this fight.
I know. Well, technically, I jumped down and said, "Who are you and what planet is it from?" And then they came and started shooting at us. So
What we got? What we got?
It's a 9.
it's 9 plus 3.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are locked in an epic sword combat, but he hasn't landed a single hit, unfortunately.
Jay.
Alright, let's try this again. Definitely got the actual gun that looks like a vape this time. Tries to fire it at the one that Joe Lou is fighting, and that's a 21.
Alright.
Yeah.
Please roll damage.
Amazing.
We're the first one here who's rolled damage.
Hey.
Alright. How do you take this person down?
I think this is just like the vape, because it is a laser pistol. It's got the little like laser point, and it's just like a straight in the head.
Damn.
And John Louis just like fighting this guy, and he just drops.
I had him.
Oh shit, my bad.
And he is dead.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it would have been his turn, but since it is not, Rami.
Let's try to take a shot at the last one.
All you do, I'm gonna do a morale check for him.
Okay. Oh hey, it's 18 plus stuff.
Roll your damage.
8 damage?
As you line up your shot, this person sees their comrade drop, and they look a bit uncertain. They kind of look around and realize they're very badly outnumbered. They take a step back like they're about to flee. How do you take them out? They had 8 health.
Yeah, okay, cool. It's a textbook center mass shot, essentially. Just going straight through the chest piece.
Alright.
And then Rami ejects the shell from the rifle and just says, "We should go now, before more of them show up.
Well, there was like that person who seemed not on their side.
If we find them, then we find them. But right now we need to leave."
Did you get a headshot on the other guy? Or?
No.
Chest.
Okay. John Louis takes the helmet and just like tosses it at Sid.
No,
Oh, damn.
you don't. You try to take the helmet, and it does not come off.
Okay. He just goes then.
And as before, you hear the distorted voice
You're right, you should.
as this person walks over and kneels next to the 2 dead bodies. He goes to grab the helmet and he flips something underneath, and you hear it click and separate into 2 pieces. as he pulls off the faceplate and then pulls at the back, grabs the wires connecting this part of the helmet to the person's head and just yanks them.
Ooh.
Those people who I think they are.
Do you think they are Emerald Legion?
Yep, that was my guess.
Wonderful. Welcome to Rada.
Oh, damn.
And he tosses the helmet probably to John.
Thanks.
And he goes and he pops the helmet off the second one, tucks that under his arm.
Do you want to get out of here?
Yes. Do you know where we can get supplies here?
That might be a longer conversation.
Cool, we'll do it somewhere else then.
Yeah. He sort of motions. He starts to go into the woods and looks back at you all and just says,
Quieter this time.
Sorry, that was my bad. He says as he's like removing this massive helmet. It's too big for me. Do you want it?
No, put it back on the ground.
Maybe
I recommend keeping it.
Okay. He's just gonna putting his stuff in there. Have like a little basket.
This person leads you deeper into the woods. It is dark. As you pass evening now into night, you see little blue faint glows here and there from various insects, things like that. At one point you hear a hiss. Might be a snake, might be something else. You don't know what creatures are on this planet. You don't really know much of anything about this planet, aside from it being under Legion control.
I don't think my character here knows what the Emerald Legion would be, so anybody here care to explain to me what it was all about?
It was in the news 3 years ago about how they were trying to infiltrate society. Some deep space army wears green.
Puts chips in people's heads, controls them.
Right.
A whole bunch of them got like blown up,
Right.
but there's still a bunch left.
And you wanted to take their helmet, put it on your head.
Well, with the wires are cut, it's fine.
The wires wouldn't do anything to you anyway. You don't have anything for them to connect to.
I don't have anything for them to connect to. See, it's a great trophy.
With you, it might give you a bit of a headache.
Why?
Weird things with psionics.
Does it keep anything stored in the memory of the helmet?
No,
Yeah. Lame.
it is all stored entirely within their brains, sent back to command immediately.
So why is it good to keep?
You might need it.
And eventually, through your trekking, he slows and reaches out, seemingly just into more woodland. But he grabs and pulls what looks like the fabric of the woods itself, but it's just very well camouflaged fabric.
Sci-fi camouflage?
Yep.
Cool.
That is magnificent. I am so sorry that I pointed a telekinetic rifle at you.
Just get inside.
Okay.
Get inside.
And you head into this massive tent in which there's so much going on. There are probably 20 other people in here, and they all have certain similarities to each other. They all have dark brown, black skin. They all have long black hair in a variety of different types of braid. Some have many braids close to their scalp like cornrows. Others have them tied back into a bun on top of their head. Others, they just dangle down. You see people that you realize now are native Rada. They are all in different groups. They are all armed and armored. Your guide takes off that mask as he leads you inside. It is dimly lit. There's a variety of equipment all through here. There are large animals that look like they could be mounts, and you can see saddles in various places. This is definitely a command center of some sort that you have been let into. There are several people who look over at you as you enter. You likely feel very much like outsiders here. You hear various conversations that are not in a language any of you know or have heard before. As your guide leads you to a particular corner where there's a table and some seats.
Would it be reasonable to say that we have a field radio back to the ship?
You don't have a field radio,
Okay.
but when you left, they were setting up a temporary comm server.
Okay.
You can check At this point, you probably do have a connection to that comm server. It will allow you to communicate back to the rest of the pirates, but not off of it.
Okay.
So you do have compad connectivity to your crew.
Nice. I think I'm typing out an update of, in case you hadn't figured it out, we're on Rada. Lay low, there's Legion here.
Alright, can you send that message back to base?
Yep.
You do get a message back from Brady saying, we can't get reinforcements to you very quickly, so don't fuck it up too much.
I'll send back a thumbs up emoji.
Your guide motions for you all to take a seat.
Thank you. Much obliged.
So, I assume that you all came from that ship that crashed about 2 hours ago,
That's correct.
and you need supplies to repair your ship to get the fuck off this planet.
That's also correct.
Figured. Well, you've met the locals. You are deep in Legion territory. There are no other settlements around here. You can, if you want, take a several days hike to the nearest Radon settlement and hope you can find what you need.
Or
Or you can steal from the Legion.
I like that one.
Sounds risky.
Apparently I'm very good at starting fights with them, so,
I've noticed.
what can I say? The spirit of adventure calls, and I just jump in.
The spirit of adventure probably needs to learn a bit from the spirit of discretion.
Spirit of self-preservation.
So, if you wish to strike the Legion, I can be of service.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Can I smoke in here?
Alright, this is a Jay question, not a Nikki question.
That was a Jay question.
I would prefer not. It might bother the animals.
Alright, that's chill.
Now, stealing from the Legion, what would that entail? Do you have a camp nearby?
They have a base.
Oh.
It runs the length of the mountain. Entrance isn't too far from here.
How many?
More than the four of you would like to deal with, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
But that's sort of what we're here for. We have our own mission we need to deal with. Some of us can distract the Legion, draw more of their numbers away. Now, I don't know the inside of their base. We can do what scans we can, but we can't get inside. Not if we want to get out. But I can tell you where the entrance is, and that there is a source of all of their power at the summit of the mountain. You get into their base, you can lower these shields, get to the summit, take whatever you need, it'll kill the power, and then that will let my team do the rest of what we need.
You're going to distract them so that we can weaken them for you so that you can hit them when their shields are down. Is that correct?
It is along those lines.
I presume there will be others at base that remain, right?
Maybe we can be quieter this time then.
Yes, and it is not just the Legion you have to worry about. There are cameras, there are turrets, there are drones. I strongly recommend discretion, stealth, deception.
Well, I think that if there are cameras and it's going to be difficult to get in, it would be better if we blended in. See, we had a lot of lowborn, quote-unquote lowborn according to my family, come to our galas, and I didn't say anything because honestly, they are much more fun than my family's company back where I came from. Point being, a good disguise can do everything for you. Then it's just a matter of talking your way out of the things.
Do you happen to have any more helmets or...
We can assist.
Yes!
Also, I'm Juliet, and I don't know your name.
Fair enough. Zikoma.
Zikoma.
Most call me Ziko.
Zico. That's a wonderful name. What? Wow. He brushes his hair back, goes to Sid. He's like, Sid, I know it's the 6th time this month, but I think
But
I'm...
we're love. Yeah, honor. You got that eye looking at you.
Around this time, another person comes over to where you're seated. She has also just recently taken off her mask. Looks like she just came in herself, and she's taking off a wrap that goes around her neck. and it's releasing her braids that have these beads along her hair. She looks at all of you and then looks at Zico and says to him, "Are you sure we can..." Wrong accent, super wrong accent. Slips mistake accent. "Are you sure we can trust these people? The Legion hasn't touched their ship and didn't raise the shields until after these four were inside." And she says all of this in the language that you all know. While everyone else around here is talking a different language, this isn't yours. And Zikomo looks over at her. "Ayana, I figure we extend them some trust and expect some in return, perhaps. They certainly weren't friendly with the 2 legionnaires they killed." And he hands one of the helmets over to her.
He does raise a good point. Well, that doesn't imply that there's something that you want us to trust you for. Do you want us to do something for you?
I want you to disrupt the Legion. And that gets you what you want, does it not? Besides, we have let you into our base of operations here. The wrong people knowing this would be very bad for us. But of course, if you happen to leak this location or any of our engagements here to anyone else, it would also go very bad for you. I trust you don't want that.
I mean, that sounds bad for us, so no, absolutely not. Alright, just gonna need whatever maps we have of the area so we can get started planning things out, and then otherwise, I guess we're going to try to sneak into the base. You're gonna do the talking.
Provide us with the outfits and we will do the rest.
Do they speak our language?
They don't. You're going to need to figure that out. The Legion has their own language. They are very cautious with who knows it. We have lived under their rule our entire lives and none of us know it. But one of you at least can work around that. And she eyes John.
I'm sorry. I do not know Leprechaunese.
But you are a telepath. We all know.
Well, some people know. Not everybody knows.
And everyone knows now.
Damn it.
Is this supposed to be a secret? How do you keep it secret? Do you not have metas?
Well, nobody likes a mind reader near them. I mean, it's knowing.
Do they not?
I don't like to intrude.
That's why you ask permission first. Ayana just shrugs and walks away, leaving Zukomo to deal with you. Sorry, it is... the majority of Radan are psionic.
That's cool.
It is strange for us to hear of people who don't live with that.
What?
Are we aware of Juliet's or Jay's biopsionics?
Yeah, I think so. I think that she's used it before.
Okay.
Like, in her tenure on the ship.
You would be surprised. People in my own ship really hate me for no apparent reason. Prejudice.
We do get some of that here. It is a constant effort to make sure those who do not have psionics don't sort of end up on the bad side of reality. Ayana, however, has done very well for herself, as you can see.
Okay, so... Hey, Sid. You can get in places easy, right?
Yeah, but mostly.
If I can find a vantage point, I can scout while the three of you infiltrate in disguise, or, you could probably help by getting inside beforehand.
Just gotta make sure it's like wide enough, right? Big guy. I was afraid any broom closet's gonna fit me.
They said there was automated security. You're an engineer, right?
Yeah, kinda.
So you can possibly bypass it?
Depending on how hard it is to bypass, yeah?
Cool. I mean, it sounds like we've got a plan.
Sorry, I couldn't help but notice this is very reminiscent of episode 347 of Captain Hawk's comic, where the captain starts delegating in a moment of pressure.
Nobody reads past episode 50.
I do. I have. Multiple times.
That's true.
What are those things called that help with hacking?
So you can get line shunts.
Line shunts. That's what Jay wants to ask. Zico, do you all have line shunts we can use?
We can spare a few. You shouldn't need more than 3.
Cool.
Let's do this.
If you want a map of the area, you can head over there. And since you don't seem to be aware of everything, there's another board over there you might find interesting.
Go check out the maps and also the boards.
I'll walk over.
So this is like a central area. There are holographic maps of the mountain that you can adjust and sort of twist around and zoom into different places. It is not 100%. There are certain areas that are marked as uncertain, places that were too dangerous to get to. But you can see where your base is, where you are right now, and the entrance that you are being directed toward to infiltrate the Emerald Legion. Here there is also a board labeled Why We Fight, and it has answers to that from presumably people here. There is one response to this that just says the massacre was enough, and it includes a link or a clipping of a news article dating back to, I think, before most of you were born, except maybe Sid.
Oh,
And it is about a large-scale protest, Rodan, held against the Legion, in which the Legion opened fire, and there were tens of thousands of casualties. And others have more personal stories of classmates and coworkers that just stopped showing up, and they were ordered under no uncertain terms to never ask about it. And of people who, when they were young, went to their friend's house to play and found it empty. Or people who were forced from one home, forced into another by the Legion with no explanation, no warning, having to leave all of their belongings behind and getting to the next house, seeing whatever family was there before had the same thing happen to them. Of hearing the Legion come to their street, break into a house, the screams as people were forced out of their homes, the children crying, some voices cut short by gunshots. And this board is full of stories like that, of what it is like to live under this regime. And in the corner is lines from a speech about just when we thought we'd given up, that all hope was lost, we found a symbol of who we once were. And just as the phoenix can rise again, so can we. And with it is an image of this huge, massive bird, easily the size of a van, with this near white, blue, almost luminous plumage. And the lines of the speech are credited to a person you may have heard of before. It's Tavari Zima.
That name should mean something to me, I'm sure.
She's spent a good deal in my home planet. Good person.
As you are doing this, you are given the supplies that you asked for. Bits of Legionnaire armor, some extra helmets, 3 line shots.
You know, a gentleman does not promote violence. But I think today I do not feel like a gentleman. What do you say? Let's go kick some space leprechaun ass?
yeah, I think I owe him a receipt. That's wrestling talk for, you owe them violence.
Yeah, I'd say I'm cool with kicking it till we find a pot of gold at the end.
Yeah, let's fuck him up.
Now you get a response asking for a status.
I think I'll just hold this up to the rest of the crew and just say, they're asking for what we're up to. I'm just gonna tell them that we're gonna raid Legion base. Anybody
Yeah.
wanna say hello to the captain or Brady?
Oh, me. Send the captain my... Here, let me just... I start writing a really long message to the captain.
And are you including any information about the resistance that you've encountered?
Are you?
I'm not. I mostly was talking to the captain of like, this is just like episode 357. Just like,
I mean, yeah, I think I would.
And the response you get after a few minutes is from the captain, or at least signed. And the question he's asking is, got anything to steal? Referring to, of course, the resistance.
ooh. We don't know that you
This
guys-
one, I'm gonna show around a little bit more subtly.
Yeah.
Well, that's not cool.
I mean, I don't bite the hand that feeds me, but maybe later.
Maybe later.
But the captain in the comics is not like that, for the most part.
Doesn't he start episode 1 by stealing from a hospital that was just happened to be working for the wrong side?
Well, yes, but they were working for the wrong side. These people are fighting against the Legion. We're not going to steal from them.
If the captain orders us to do that, then, whatever. Let's deal with this first.
Okay, alright, head in the game.
Alright. We are picking up right outside the Emerald Legion base. You are halfway up the mountain. It is evening. There are all sorts of insect sounds going on. You occasionally see little glints of some blue luminescent something out in the woods. You have been led here by Zikomo. He is nearby and can assist. He is a Metascion if you need his assistance with anything in terms of getting inside of the base. But he will not follow you in. He has goals that lead him elsewhere. All of you have compads that can help you communicate back to your pirate crew, but they are not able to really provide any sort of backup at this time, as a shield has gone up around the mountain that they cannot bypass. Lower the shield and they could come in, but you are halfway up the mountain. It will take some time for them to get here. You also have, between the four of you, a single radio, and this radio can contact both Zikomo and Ayana, the other Rodan Resistance member that you met. Ayana is elsewhere on the mountain, leading her own team. On your word, her team will enact their part of the plan, which is to distract the Emerald Legion. What you are looking at right now is this angular building of deep green that just juts out, and you can see it go farther off the mountain, even around it. And Rami in particular, through your scope, you follow that curve of the mountain, you can see a path leading up to the summit. You can assume that's where you're ultimately going. You can see the glint of a shield around it.
Rami, looking through the scope, is saying to everybody else, so, there's a shield around it, and we need to get in there to deactivate it. If anybody happens to have an excavator in their back pocket, we could dig underneath it.
I do not have that.
Nice.
I could teleport.
Or you could teleport in, yeah.
So you are facing what appears to be the entrance of the building. The presence of any doors or windows or anything is not obvious, but you can assume this is the entrance simply because the path you found before that had very obvious tracks and tread marks from vehicles leads straight to this portion of the building. As also where Zikomo said, there is an entrance. Now you do have disguises. You have bits and pieces of Emerald Legion armor that the Resistance provided. These are a bit of a mishmash, as they were taken from Legionnaires who were killed in action. So you kind of had to take, a chest piece here from this person with mangled arms, and then the arm braces from that one where, they were shot through the chest, and your disguises would suffice as long as you don't draw too much attention to yourselves, but none of you know the language that the Legionnaires speak. Only a telepath could get it.
I could, you could bring me in like a prisoner, and then I could make like a real big rebel-rousing kind of distraction, and
We'd still have to get in for that.
That's not a bad idea, however. If we call on Ayana, have them do the distraction now, most of their forces will move away from here, and less questions are likely to be raised if we're bringing in a prisoner from the Resistance.
Yeah, are we just assuming that they're gonna take out all the Metascions, or is that just kind of like what we're hoping, that scenario?
That's what I'm hoping. Worst case scenario, we can figure something else around it. My friend here is very good at punching.
Yeah, okay, cool. I hope sounds good to me. Hoping 50 calibers in the backup.
Over the radio, Zikomo tells you,
You're going to have a few friends up there in a minute. There's a group of 4 coming up the path. They'll be going into the main entrance. Up to you what you want to do with them.
Is it possible for us to get the distraction going now so that we could possibly ambush these people, steal their gear, stuff like that?
Absolutely. So the distraction is meant to be elsewhere on the mountain, to really draw people out of the base to this completely separate location far away from you. These people would likely be told, hey, there's something going on. They do have communications baked into their skulls.
I say we go for it now.
They're running out from the base. Presumably they have to open the base doors.
Probably from the other side.
Then we go in, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically we're piggybacking.
Sweet.
We just walk in.
Sounds like as good a plan as we have.
And hey, before we go, just John Louis, I can't help but be sort of, I don't like the word patriotic, but he just can't help but just say, if this is to be our last fight, let us die knowing that we fought for a good cause, and I couldn't have chosen better comrades to die next to. Rami, and it would be my honor, Juliet, if I could call you Jay for the rest of our time.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Oh, just like that. Great. Wow.
I mean, you seem chill.
I am very chill.
Nice.
You make friends fast.
I do. Anyway, piggybacking?
Piggybacking. Alright.
Call it.
Call what?
The distraction.
Oh, sure. I guess I have the radio. I'll call the distraction then.
Alright. There is a brief pause over the radio, and then you hear a transaction between Ayana and Zikomo in their native language, which you don't understand and you're not in range of anyone for telepathic contact at the moment. But it feels very practiced. You get the sense that it is like a cultural engagement, like a see you later alligator kind of thing. Then you feel a blast through the trees and a rumble at your feet as a landslide is triggered on the opposite side of the mountain. And you can see a plume of smoke. Within seconds, you hear the 4 legionnaires that you were warned of running up the path toward the building, clearly in a rush in response to this explosion.
Here's our moment.
All
We
right.
just kind of emerge after they pass us.
All right. So they're running toward the door. You just sort of creep in behind them. Is your goal to not be noticed here?
Like,
is
blend in, not
Blend in,
notice.
not
as
notice.
opposed to-
Alright. I'm just gonna do it this way. Let's get an engagement roll going.
Those aren't the engagement dice.
That is true. These are not the engagement dice. You go to come in behind this group of 4, and they get to the door, and they see the 4 of you coming up behind them along the path. And one of them shouts something to you that you don't understand.
Oh boy, can I telepathic contact
Absolutely.
and maybe try to get a sense of what they're saying?
Yeah. So do you only initiate this after they talk to you?
Yeah.
Aw, is Juan Louis not, like, the smartest?
He's -1 int.
Yeah, that checks
Should tell them that we can't hear because of the blast. Like our ears are fucked up.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so yeah, you initiate telepathic contact.
But yeah, I think he is performing, and he's just like, putting hands to his helmet where the ears would be, and just trying to get.
I'll follow suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You contact the one who shouted at you, and it's someone else who looks at you in particular and asks you, you realize in their language, but now you understand it. What's with the contact?
Can I respond in their language?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as you have the body parts to do so, and you sure do. These are just humans.
I am going to communicate to them. This is potentially risky, but we found some resistance people who stole our people's uniforms down the hill. Can't ever be too careful. With an answer to the why the contact.
Can you please roll a talk check?
I have specialist. Is that the 3d6 thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should tell them so we can't hear if we're all covering our ears.
Yeah.
I feel like as pirates, we have a signal for go along with it.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm doing that
Yeah,
like, behind my waist.
If anyone wants to do anything to support this, you can. Just keep in mind, you don't understand what's being said right now.
That's a 9.
9.
Not that great.
In order to assist, I'm just going to stand to the side and nod. I miss having perform. 4.
4. All right.
Oh no.
You tell them this. They're not entirely convinced, and you can tell that through your telepathic contact with one of these 4 people. The Metascion, who you are not connected with, seems to be the leader of the group and tells the other 2 to go down and check.
Wise. Thank you. We should take shelter.
And the remaining 2 head into the base.
Would we try to follow?
Followed in, yeah.
As you do, the Metascion turns to all of you and just tells you, get to your stations. Classification Omega.
I'll nod. That sounded like it had the cadence of an order, so...
On the way though, I do want to transmit thought to all 3 of them to tell them we're in the clear for now. Something about Operation Omega, let's keep an eye out on what that is. I have no idea.
Priority Omega makes it sound like it's low priority.
I suppose.
No, it's Omega.
I think
But Omega's like the lowest wolf in a wolf pack.
We're not talking about wolves.
Oh, my bad.
Also, that entire
number
theory
1.
has been thoroughly debunked.
Oh, but I'm talking about werewolves.
Ah.
You know, totally different.
But these are leprechauns. Also, And those 2 head off farther into the base. The 4 of you are in the entry room of this base. The door that you just walked through slides shut behind you and you can hear it seal into place. This room is mid-sized room. It has 3 doors going out of it that none of which have visible markers or labels on them for where they go. There's not much for furniture or anything else in this room aside from a big crystalline statue in the middle. But there is a terminal by the front door that you just came in through, presumably one that you can use to open or shut the door, and it would have general access to the base.
Do you have to do anything to unlock these doors?
You can go up to a door and...
I'll go over to a door, and I'm gonna check if it's open.
Alright, can you roll a d6 for me?
I can and I will.
But just 2.
The door opens as you walk over to it and you see a storage closet.
Oh boy.
It is a closet of various medical supplies. By the look of it, it has a bunch of bandages and gauze and tourniquets and all sorts of things. What is everyone else doing?
I think Jay would be telling the others, so I need a network map.
We need a map in general. We need to get to the shield, whatever they have, a generator, projector. There's like 10 different ways of making shields.
I thought we wanted to go up.
Theoretically, that's where it might be. Can you get in through that terminal?
I mean, yeah, but it'll make other stuff harder. So like if I have to. But if we like found one like on somebody's desk on a sticky note, that'd be sweet.
Can I try to notice somebody's desk on the sticky note?
No, you are just in an entry room right now. There is the only furniture in this room is a statue.
Gotcha.
So if you want to
The
go
lobby.
try and find this, you will have to go into the rest of the facility to find it.
All
So
right.
there are 2 other doors.
I'm gonna try one of the other ones.
Can you roll? Let's just go with the d6.
4.
You open one of these doors and it goes to a big ass room. You can see like a catwalk kind of thing, a balcony area
Okay.
up on the 2nd level, because this is a very large room, very high ceilings, and you see a big, massive, locked, heavy metal gate. And to the side, some vehicles. They are small vehicles. They would fit the 4 of you, though it would be a little precarious.
In the way of humans or humanoids, do I see anyone? Or is it just in a big ass empty room?
There are 2 people on the far side, one on either side of this big massive door, and you
Right.
hear people running across the area above you. It sounds like they are just using this as a hallway to get to some other area.
Right. After having opened it just a couple of inches and like peeking in, John Louis closes the door. I think I might have found the one. The gate certainly looked big enough to hide something important.
You found the place?
The place we need to go to.
Okay.
Maybe. 2 guards and many more upstairs.
Okay.
Can you get the guards to give us a network map?
I can try. Okay, wish me luck. And the signal, if things go awry, is...
Same one that we used last time.
Same one that we used last time. Sounds
The one,
good.
the one that you threw up behind your back and all.
Of course. Sounds good. I don't know what it would be. Just the peace sign from
You try to make it look like a hawk, so it's like the OK symbol.
On that note, to clarify, Captain Hawk asked us to keep an eye out to steal from the Resistance.
Oh yeah, at this point, there's like this whole group chat with the crew, like a whole forum where everyone is like chatting while you're just landlocked here.
Which is really throwing John Louis off because he like really liked Captain Hawk from the comics, and then realizing Captain Hawk is like trying to steal from the people who need the most help. He's like, wait a second, it's not okay.
How long has John Louis been on the crew?
Not that long, I don't think.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a pirate.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
his first thought is, I don't know, they got anything good to say.
But he's a pirate who like broke a bunch of people out of jail, and then a lot of those people might have been innocent or John
pirate
Louis, you were
article.
innocent.
A lot of those people were also guilty, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
it is... Not everybody in the jail is innocent.
John Louis is in his 20s. He's still learning. Anyway, he's no Hawk, no Captain Hawk sign, just like some kind of go with it sign. But yeah, so he goes in there. I don't have a plan.
That's for a network map.
This is also how I approach game prep.
Yeah. So he's gonna walk over with determination to the 2 guards on the other side of the door, and just through telepathic contact he's gonna open that up, and he's going to ask quickly, "Can you get me a network map?" Very direct, but with such assertiveness that.
So you walk up to one of them and say this. They look at you, presumably. You can't see their eyes or any expression on their face behind their mask. And they ask, what for?
There's no time to waste. I need the network map now, okay? The Resistance. We can't trust them. They're messing with our heads.
That doesn't explain what you need a network map for.
Because I feel like I'm losing my mind and losing my memories. Can you just get me a network map before I forget more? Comrade.
Can I?
Comrade, they're apparently communists.
I don't have a great sense of what's actually being said, but can I just kind of like catch his eye from the other side to get him to open telepathic contact with me?
I feel like I open telepathic contact with you guys.
And you have facile mind that does still require effort for the scene. For telepathic contact.
Except
Which I
probably
pull
with,
Except probably with Sid, yes. You've
'cause you
probably
would've
practiced with
practiced
him.
We're brain buddies.
Yeah.
Keeping track of your effort, do you have enough to have 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I have 4.
And 1, cool. That is technically only surface level thoughts, but I think this would count. If you're just trying to get his attention, I think you would be able to pick up on that.
And then you're getting a sense of curiosity in that I want to ask a question.
Okay. John Louis accepts that.
And I will say in your head, "Hi, it seems like you need help with explaining how computers work."
John Louis responds in his head, "Yes, I'm not good at the tech talk."
Network map. And then I will like go over to whisper with Jay and be like, what's a possible reason why we need a network map?
We are trying to protect the security of the base because, like, they're trying to get in, so we want to stop those points.
Meanwhile, in John Louis' head, vamp while we're brainstorming.
Vamp?
Yes.
Distract them by talking.
Okay.
Yeah, like fill space with talking to him. So you've just asked him for a network map, demanding one, and this is a guard, not really a network engineering kind of person, and you're even getting over telepathic contact a little bit of confusion here. Like, I don't know what to do with this.
Jay did not think through sending John Louis in there for the same reason of like, now that I think of it, guard doesn't have a network map.
The only thing that I could do outside of being intimidating and throw punches is to teleport someplace. Is there a place that I can just pop over to? Is there any place that, other than those 2 other doors? Oh, I am rummaging around.
Yeah.
You're
So
rummaging?
we can bring that to an end if there's something specific that you want.
I I want to help us get through this barrier.
Yeah.
So
There is one other door that you haven't gone down, you haven't investigated that portion of the base
I'm gonna
yet.
go check out that door.
Alright,
that sounds
so
great.
in your rummaging, you do find 2 lift.
2 lift. How is that different than a Lazarus patch?
Lift will restore health, whereas a Lazarus patch will just stabilize someone and keep them from dying.
in response to Rami asking John Louis to just continue to distract them while they brainstorm, John Louis is finally like, I can do that. And he just gonna have this moment of like, now's your chance. And his family loved theater. It's part of why John Louis went to watch wrestling and went to see Sid, because to him wrestling was theater with fighting. So he just like collapses into the guard's arms very dramatically. I am giving up hope, comrade. I can't. I'm weak. You have to be strong for the both of us. You have to help us. You have to help us against the resistance, please, please. And I just hold him by the cheek, or where the helmet is. Yeah.
Can I assist Jay with a program check to give convincing technobabble?
Okay, yeah. Like, you are trying to assist John's...
Yeah, I think ultimately we were both assisting.
Alright, can I get lead or program?
For both of us?
Sure. If both of
Yeah,
you
because
want
I'm
to
the
do
one supplying the information.
it. Yeah. I love this, like, telephone.
Yeah.
11.
And that's better than my 8.
Alright, so you are conveying this information to John Louis over here, who is trying to, in turn, describe this to this guard as to why he needs a network map. Can I have, please, this is not going to affect your role, but I really desperately want it. What technobabble are you giving him? What are we providing this poor guard?
There's a problem in the synergy, and the problem with the synergy is that some of the tokens have funged. We don't want to funge the tokens.
We don't
because
want to
we funged the tokens.
If we funge the tokens, then the synergistic drive core is going to defragment.
The synergistic drive core is going to defragment, and for that you need a triple D bolt smack. And you need to...
And I need to find one using the network map.
Yeah.
Alright, can you please roll a top?
Oh my god, I'm rolling like garbage today. That's a 5 plus 3 is 8.
8. You get a +1 from the assist
So
to make
9.
it a 9.
That's pretty good.
And yeah. Also, keep in mind you are level 3, so don't compare this to your level 10s.
Yeah, but that's still 3d6 and take the 2 highest. Like, that's just terrible.
This is enough to deeply perturb this guard, who then makes a call to someone to say, can you send a network map to, and then the guard looks at you and asks, what's your address, your designation?
What's our address and designation?
Now, through telepathic contact, you get a sense. This is asking, how do I send this to your ghost talker? How do I send this to your brain implant that you don't have?
Yeah.
I have an idea if you're asking us.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. The synergistic drive core defragmenting has flomped my ghost talker.
You need to give it to me manually before there's a core dump.
Do you hear me? Do you want me to get core dumped?
If you do, it's gonna be your seg fault.
And then your ghost stalker will be defunct.
This guard is so confused, but he does recognize various key terms. He doesn't know their definitions either, so he's completely confused and just going along with it.
John Lee has been like holding the impulse to just call Sid help this entire time. On the inside he's racing.
And his call to this person changes to, you know, maybe you should just bring it. Just have the intern do it.
Great.
Success. Forgive me.
Wait, do we get an intern now?
Tyler.
Okay.
Sid managed rummaging through this whole thing.
He's whistling while this is happening.
Yeah, I imagine you did not go gently into this closet.
Oh, I did not go gently into that good closet now.
I'm imagining you like just grab boxes, dump them, spread them across the floor, trying to find anything.
I belong here, why would I try to be quiet about it?
Now, of course, you can absolutely tell me that is wrong, but that seems a Sid thing to do.
Correct.
So you find a couple things of lift. Maybe there's more in here, you don't know.
2's good.
You're sick of doing this.
He puts it in his fanny pack.
Yeah.
Wrong
I followed along just without even questioning it.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be wearing one right now because you're in disguise, so you're kind of SOL. So, John Louis is off doing something. Your other two companions are speaking in tongues. You go to explore the third door, and this goes into an intersection of various hallways. And you can see this goes down one hallway to one door, but then you can see another hallway down below you and another up above you with railings. This is like a dream for you because you can teleport to all different levels if you really want it. So you are staring at these sort of network of different corridors and hallways, and as this somewhat short legionnaire in full shiny green armor runs down the hall, nearly runs into you, says something to you. You don't understand what the fuck it is.
Well, what's this
person's
town
saying.
like?
Nervous.
That's good.
And just skirts around you? Because even in this armor, you're very clearly a large person.
I have my arms crossed. I look at him, and I just give a little like, and a head tilt, like, move along.
They nod, scoot into the room. This goes back into the entryway, where you two are.
Oh man.
They come in the room and they're holding a device.
Yeah.
They're holding a device and they look at the two of you and they say something.
Does Rami know that an intern is coming? Did John Louis tell?
Yeah.
I
So
have
we-
3 telepathic contacts
Yeah.
open.
So we know that there's an intern coming, essentially.
We need an intern.
Julie or Jay will just walk up and like take the device, see if that works.
They just kind of give it to you. They say something else. It sounds like a question.
Mm-hmm.
Jay looks at Rami.
Mm-hmm.
The intern just stands there. Not sure what to do, and kind of looks at the closet that's open and a mess.
Okay, Rami is going to uncross his arms, look down at his wrist if there's a watch, and then tap that while looking at the intern.
The intern looks at their wrist and kind of goes to investigates it, tries to like polish it but can't because armor, and then just kind of nods and runs off. Full of bucks in their head.
That's the sign for you're taking up my time, not the sign for what time is it.
Yes, but that implies a culture that is used to wristwatches. If they do not have a culture that is used to wristwatches,
I suppose this is fair.
Intern doesn't know what the fuck that means. Intern just assumes, oh, there's something wrong with my armor. I need to go polish it.
In Jay's and Rami's heads, you just hear, what's the status like out there? Should I go full hysterical? Do you need more time?
Oh, we got it.
Okay, good. And he's just gonna wrap up his act on the other side
What
of
else
the
is
film.
in there? What else is in there?
He gives them a vague overview of there's only 2 guards here. There's more running across the catwalk up there, but they don't seem to be giving me
Anything that we could use and possibly drive?
cars.
Okay. Cool. I have ideas now.
We have getaway vehicles.
Yep.
Alright, yes.
I would like to investigate. I'm picturing this device as just like a tablet.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much. So you have that and it is open to the network map. It is, this sort of data pad is kind of designed to just like, here is this one thing you asked for, so we don't have to print it. It has the network map of the area. Now this is a network map, it's not a physical map, but it does still give you a general sense of the location since, you know, wires are gonna follow the walls and floors and all of that. You are able to see a few key areas where line shunts would be useful. And one of them is in fact in this very room. In the floor. Under the giant ass crystalline statue.
Damn it.
Now you have 3 line shunts. But looking at this map, You think only 2 would be needed, but if you place a 3rd, that's extra insurance. That if one of these is found and disrupted, your hack will continue. But it will take more time. And, speaking of, you hear over the radio Zikomo asking Ayana for a status, how things are going. And her response is,
It's alright for now. We've gotten a lot of them after us. No casualties yet. But there's a lot of them. And we can't run much further without letting them know what we're doing.
So, what is it looking like? Do we have what we need to deactivate the shields?
If Sid can move that big statue...
Hello. Thank you for joining us this week. This episode was recorded in Watertown, Massachusetts, which is also known as the traditional land of the Pecosset and Nanantan peoples. As always, I want to give a huge thank you to all the musicians whose music helped bring this podcast to life, especially to Michael Yang, who wrote and produced the theme song for this miniseries. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to Rin Garnett for running this special. If you wish to know more about the world of Talos, you can do so on World Anvil. The link will be provided in the description. Other contributors were Tyler Rubin and Nikki Aguilar-Thompson. I've been your host, Alex Aguilar-Thompson, and I hope to see you again next week for another episode of Roleplay Radio.